On everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kieran Hunter and I am incredibly pasty. You guys don't even have a fucking clue. So I'm going to be doing a tarot reading for you guys. Obviously I'm not here to talk about dolphins, though that would be an interesting video topic. What I am going to be talking about today though is the Divine Feminine and what's going on with their life, right? So this is going to be taking a look at divine feminine energy. It's going to be taking a look at the headspace and the heart space. I'm going to be taking a look at some guidance for you guys and then sort of an outcome for the situation between you and your masculine in the near future, okay? And then, of course, obligatory message that time is fluid and a bunch of other stuff that you guys have probably heard before, okay? So let me get started with this, and we're going to start with your divine feminine energy. We're going to start with that. We're going to see what's going on with you guys right now in the near future, where you guys are at within your twin flame connection, and might even have to do with some of your life energy as well, okay? So let's just take a look and get started, all right? So I hope you guys have had a pretty good week. All right, so what is going on with the feminine energy this week? Let's take a look what you guys are going through, what you might be experiencing. We have the Moon card. Okay, so maybe you guys are a little bit confused at this time, right? Maybe you guys aren't really sure of some things. Maybe there's some secrets you guys aren't really sure of, and maybe there's some fear that you guys are living through. We have the Hangman as well, so this might be a period of instability, a period of not knowing what's next, right? So I'm just going to pause the energy reading so far just to get these two cards, because these two cards actually speak quite a bit about a lot of stuff. Okay, so the Moon card, right? Shadows, clouds, cage, right? There's some emotions with the fish there, with the water, and then of course the crow seeming much larger in this moonlight, right? So again, it's talking about the fears and the sort of again, not knowing what's next. A lot of you guys might be sort of living day by day right now, not knowing really what the next step is, feeling a little bit suspended in midair like this crow here, who I assume is fucked up on acid. I'm not too sure, but I'm going to make a fair hypothesis that that's what's going on with this crow. But this idea of being suspended, hanging upside down, not really sure what to do, and so there's this element of patience. So a lot of you guys are probably patient, trying to be patient, probably sick of being patient with that Moon card, and feeling again like you guys might be going through some fear. You guys might be really not knowing what's going on with your intuition right now, having a hard time trusting it. Or, you know, this could be a time where everything doesn't make sense, so you're kind of being forced to trust your intuition, right? Because the Hangman is all about a pause, right? And the Moon is about navigating through the darkness using the light of the Moon, and of course, which is really a metaphor for your intuition, the secrets that you hold inside of yourself. So there's this element of you guys just really needing to take a brief pause, and that this week may bring that about you guys. You know, maybe you guys have been sick or something like that. And, you know, whatever the case may be, hopefully not something serious like coronavirus or I don't even know if that's that serious. I don't know. I'm not really big into sensationalism, but, you know, whatever. But maybe you guys have been sort of sidelined, so to speak, and you guys have just been forced to take this pause in your life. And even if it isn't sort of a direct result of an external force, it could just be in your own energy that you guys are feeling a little bit maybe not depressed or down, but just a little bit confused, and this is a time for a pause, right? After we have minor arcana here, we have the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is about standing tall, kind of standing up for yourself or a connection or something, some kind of energy like that. You can see this crow standing tall upon this cliff, and these other crows basically trying to get to that same position, right? So it's about defending yourself. So a lot of you guys might even be in this defensive energy where you guys might be just tired of people trying to take your energy, tired of people trying to bring you down, right? Which is pretty normal, especially after this Hangman energy. That would make sense, I would think, because because if you're suspended and you're not really sure about what's coming next, you might be a little bit defensive right now. You might be trying to guard yourself because, again, this might not be a good time for you to be vulnerable because you're not really sure who you can trust, what to trust, and then, of course, how to go about doing things. This is probably either confusing or sort of maybe not necessarily chaotic, but maybe even just a time where you seem that your life has come to a stalemate or limbo or some kind of thing like that, right? But we do have the Page of Pentacles after, which would indicate that the situation in your 3D life is going to get better. Now that could mean, of course, actual money news, having some sort of not necessarily a gift, but a promotion or good news involving money, something like that, right? Your prosperity is increasing. This crow here has got something to show off, right? It's got something worth showing off with this wreath or whatever it's got going on up there, this little branch. Got the flowers, so you got this element of springtime coming up. Uh, so again, something in your 3D life being improving. So your energy is actually getting into a place where you're probably going to be feeling more grounded and actually up for the challenges of your life. And I think there's going to be some rewards for a lot of you guys as well, especially energetically. It's going to be at the very least a time where you feel much more in tune with the 3D. Like you might have more, you might feel that you have more, and energetically speaking, you might just be in that energy where you're kind of being grounded and being brought back to the 3D a little bit, where it kind of offsets the chaos, the intuition, the limbo a little bit, and gets into this place where you feel a little bit wealthy, so to speak, if not financially with some good money news, then at least energetically you're feeling a little bit more grounded and resourceful, right? We then go straight to the Eight of Pentacles, which would actually technically be before the Page of Pentacles in order, but the Eight of Pentacles is about kind of hard work and discipline. You can see this crow working quite hard. Presumably, it looks like he's working hard because he's already got these Six Pentacles up. Right, working hard is about discipline. It does have an element of education and stuff to it, but as an energy card, it does feel like you guys are just putting in the work right now, and I do believe that there is some energy coming your way that's actually enabling you guys to continue towards your success. I think a lot of you guys are working on yourselves, working on your finances, working on your career, working on your life in general, and getting to that place. So this energy is coming in to allow you guys to do what's necessary for your own life, for your own 3D, earthly life where you're living, right? And again, you guys might be feeling a little bit cut off from your spirit, from your soul, from source, from whatever you call it, Buddha, God, the Force, the Jedi, Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'm not too sure, but whatever it is you guys call it, you guys might be feeling a little bit cut off from that. Hate it so, but there is some good news about feeling good in the 3D. So some things are looking forward, looking good towards the end of the week, sort of like some good news around 3D aspects of your life. So there is some healthy energy coming in that's going to allow you guys to feel grounded, disciplined, hardworking, and allow you guys to complete tasks, okay? Which is good. It's a good energy to be in. So that being said, I'm going to take a look now at your headspace and your heart space, okay? And this is going to be involving how you're looking at your masculine, how your twin flame situation, and of course, maybe a little bit about your life as well, right? Separate from that, okay? So what is going on with the feminine's headspace at this time? How are they thinking about the connection with the twin flame? Okay, so we have the Chariot card. Okay, so the Chariot card is about traveling in a new direction. So a lot of you guys might be either giving up, moving on, or continuing or going strong with the connection that you have, right? Wherever you guys are at in that sort of, wherever you guys are at in that connection, you guys are probably feeling this call to move forward or to travel, right? Again, this is sort of above the clouds, above the storm, so it is heading in a positive direction with the Chariot card, so your mind might be focused more on the future rather than the past at this time, and just trying to live your best life rather than worry about the things that have transpired, regardless of whether or not you're in communication or not, because we do have the Five of Cups, so that is, of course, about thinking about some of the losses. You know, this crow is kind of sad, right? Spilt milk, right? There's nothing you can do, but it's still sort of, instead of cleaning it up or forgetting about it or focusing on what's there, right, rather than being grateful, a lot of you guys might right now be focusing on the past, looking at some negative things, but I think the Chariot card is here to tell you that a lot of you guys are getting out of that energy. And again, in your energy to start the week, it looks like with that moon energy coming in. So you guys are probably moving away from the fear, from the chaos, stuff like that. And then we have the Five of Wands in your headspace. So definitely within this connection, I think you guys are sick of the arguments. Maybe you guys are thinking about the arguments, and that's led to some of that loss that you're feeling. But I do know that a lot of you guys are probably just kind of upset about how things have transpired, and probably a little, probably just a little sad. You know, maybe having a hard time moving forward. But this Chariot card is really this major energy, this major arcana of you guys trying to make a real change in moving forward from something that has hurt you, from the arguments, from the combat, from the competition, and the conflict that has happened within this relationship. So a lot of you guys are thinking about this way to move forward and travel in new directions, and you guys might actually physically be traveling as well. and just moving, heading in a new direction, away from the shit that has really hurt you guys, right? Five of Cups and Five of Wands, right? Just this kind of negative energy a little bit, right? So a lot of you guys right now might be still getting out of a rut. It looks like you're in the process of reversing some negative energy, right? So you guys can expect some positive changes with the Chariot card, but there still might be some lingering sadness and just conflict. You guys might be in the shower, having arguments in your head with your twin flame, just going over those scenarios in your head, and whatever else you do in the shower. I like to wash dishes, so whatever it is you guys are doing in there, long showers, thinking about stuff, right? Thinking about the conflict and the sadness. Always cry in the shower, guys, because nobody can hear you, and the tears wash away with the water. Just a pro tip for all you guys out there. Yeah. Anyway, moving on to your heart space. So we'll see how you're feeling towards your masculines at this time. So what's going on with the heart space for the feminines? Okay, so we do have the Star card. Okay, so you guys do have some sort of hope. There is some sort of faith and a connection here. There's a star up there, of course, the hope and the faith. But this is a renewal. So your heart is going through a renewal. So there still might be some faith in the connection. Of course, the connection not really ever going away because of the bond and the chakra systems that you share. But this element of continuation, right? Now we now have the Strength card, which, again, I mean, literally strength, right? You guys are still strong because of the connection. Of course, naturally, you're stronger because of this connection. It's given you spiritual strength. It's allowed you to continue in your life and your spiritual journey. But I think that you guys still believe in the connection with the Strength and the Star card. That's really telling me that there's still faith and hope, right? And that there is something that is living inside of you that is pushing you to move forward, right? No matter how many times in your mind you've wished that everything would stop. And then finally, we do have the Three of Cups. So there is even an element of celebration, of happiness, right? Each of these crows drinking from these cups of water here. Flowers in the background, the wreath representing success, right? I think those are apples in that tree there, which I think apples are symbolism for, I mean, I know there's religious symbolism behind apples, but I think my intuition anyway just picks up on like things coming to fruition, right? Growth, abundance, things like that. But there is, of course, biblical elements to the apple as well. Adam and Eve and the snake and all the other weird dumb shit that's going on there. But it doesn't really matter about all that stuff. The important thing is that Three of Cups is indicating in your heart space there's still some joy, there's still some celebration, and even I would say that there's something to look forward to. And now I know it's not a prediction card, but just as a heart space, it's kind of telling me that there is some love, there is some celebration, there is some joy, and there is something that's, again, connecting you to. But you guys have obviously been through a lot of shit. I think you guys are healing right now with the Star card, rejuvenating in your emotions. Maybe you guys are feeling emotional at this time, but there's the strength element of temperance and having grace and going about this connection in a powerful, strong way, rather than, doing anything overtly negative. I think that you guys are healing right now, and your mind space might be in a difficult place, but again, you're heading in a new direction, and in your heart space it makes sense as well that you have that Chariot card, because there is some healing going on within your heart space, some hope, some faith. There is still a strong connection with the Strength card, and again, still love, still celebration, still positive feelings that exist within you, right? But again, it requires strength, of course, to move through this connection, because it can be very difficult, right? Everybody's twin flame journey is different. I had to go through a false twin journey to get to my real twin flame, so my real twin flame journey is actually easier and not filled with a bunch of chaos and hate and pain and shit like that. And the mirroring is much more healthy. A lot of people go through that, but some people just go through the twin flame relationship, and that's difficult, and so it requires a lot of strength and difficulties, right? But still, love, Three of Cups, celebration, and of course, there might even be an element of overindulgence as well. So you guys might even be overindulging in your feelings, stuff like that, but not too negative, okay? So let me move upwards, and I'm going to take a look at some guidance for you guys. Yeah, I'm kind of debating whether or not I should use this deck, and I figure I should since I've already picked it up, and that's pretty much set there. So let's take a look at this guidance, okay? So here we go. This is the Nature Speak Oracle. It is by Ted Andrews, who is, I assume, white, because let's be honest, that's the white name. Um, right? All right, so it's an oracle thing, so it's not like tarot, but I will read from this Nature Speak Oracle book, and it will tell me some words in English, and I'll read them in an order, and it'll be great. It'll be a lot of fun, and you guys will sit there and you'll be like, oh, wow, that's so interesting. So, all right, so let's take a look, get 3 cards for some sort of guidance for you guys. So what can you tell me? What guidance can you tell me about what the feminines need to know right now about their life, about this connection with the twin flame relationship? What is it that they need to know? So we will see. Okay, so the first card is we have Gardenia. Emotional protection. Makes a lot of sense. We've been talking about emotions. The Moon card, the 3 of Cups, right? So second card we have is the Wind card. So change is coming. That's good or bad, but probably good. Change is usually good, right? Or at least that's what my therapist keeps telling me. Just kidding, I don't have a therapist. I am my therapist. Alright, guys. And then thirdly, if that is a word, which I assume it is, we have the prairie, move and adapt, right? So a little bit more about the change as well. And I think prairies get very windy, right? Isn't that where tornadoes and stuff happen? Kansas, those other states that I don't know why people live there for? I'm not really sure. If you live in Kansas, if you could leave a message and tell me why you live in Kansas, that would be great. Does Kansas have cities? Do they have things in Kansas? They have Topeka. That's a place. Anyway, moving on, let's take a look at this instead of shit-talking the home state of Kansas. I've actually driven through Kansas one time. It actually wasn't that bad. That's a lie. It was terrible. Okay, so let's go on to Gardenia. I'm just going to read this to you. We'll take a look. Okay, so when Gardenia appears, you will see a shift in your emotional well-being. You will become clearer, and there will be an increasing sense of peace. Issues that you have been concerned about, especially with friends and loved ones, will calm. Focusing on your own emotional health, trust in your thoughts and perceptions. They are much clearer and becoming free of the emotional fog, right? So that's kind of interesting because we're talking about the Chariot card moving into a new direction, right? So again, the Gardenia here is talking about the fact that your emotional well-being is going to start to change. We have this Wind card after that. So again, you guys are kind of letting go in this transitory period of emotional pain and stuff, getting to a place where you guys are feeling better. Small example from my own life. I was doing really, really, really good in my life, I think, in my opinion, up until about that Mercury retrograde. So up until about February 17th, 18th, around that kind of day. And then I kind of I just fucking spiraled. I had like a weed brownie for like the first time in like a long time. I basically like stopped smoking weed, and then I had a weed brownie of all things, and I ate like 2 of them. I put them right down my face, and I went crazy. I was on like another planet for at least like 2 days. Like I didn't get to sleep. I kept astral projecting. I was outside of my body. I'm pretty sure I talked to my granddad, who's dead. It was a whole thing. So that was a nightmare. And then since then, I just spiraled. I spent way too much money. I bought dumb things like just fucking clothes online. And of course, when you get them, they don't even fit. And it's like, what the fuck did I do? And then, food. I was eating a lot of junk food, just putting fast food. And I don't eat fast food, like not regularly. And then I was eating fast food and then soda. And I was like, oh my God. And I must have gained like 2 or 3 pounds. And of course, I just felt like shit. And that whole thing sort of purged me into a sense where I got a better sense of who I am. So I'm actually kind of grateful for it because I actually feel better now. But there's some remnants that I'm actually leaving behind. And so you guys might be going through that as well, if that makes sense, if you just forgive the fact that I went on a small tangent. All right, so let's take a look at the Wind, which is all about change. Change is coming. So let me go to where this is. I don't know where, probably where the W is at. Right, so change is coming, okay? So new winds are blowing into your life, creating opportunities for you. You cannot fight the wind, so relax and allow it to bring into your life what you need and to sweep out of your life what you do not. It may be unsettling at first, but the winds of opportunity usually pass quickly and do not linger for great periods of time. Take advantage of them. So really, guys, it's self-explanatory. I don't really need to go on to a tangent for my own life about that, but I will just mention that, as someone who often resists change on pretty fundamental levels, it's been easier for me to stop worrying about things and stop caring by looking at myself in the past and realizing that things have always kind of worked out okay for me. I mean, I'm still alive, and even if I'm not, I know that really the only thing that's dying is just this body, and even then, like, I'm dead, so like, what the fuck do I care? You know what I mean? Death is really only hard for the people that are alive. Really, when you die, you're just dead. You just look like a big dum dum. So anyway, that's my thoughts on death. But change is coming, guys. Take advantage of it because usually there is opportunities around for things that you can't expect. So take a chance on change and just allow things to happen, even if it's simple things like getting a new haircut or taking a job interview or reinventing yourself in some way or trying a new hobby, trying something out, whatever it may be, guys, okay? So let's move on to Prairie, which is move and adapt. Move back to the front of this tiny little book. It's almost hilariously tiny. All right. It's like a pocketbook you can just carry in your pocket. All right, so this is the time to make any moves you have thought about. They may not be easy and you may have to do some serious adapting, but ultimately the moves will work for you. Abundance and contentment will follow. New opportunities for journeys are ahead. Do not give up hope. They hold great promise once the journey is made. So if you guys are actually thinking about traveling, starting something new, doing something new, a spiritual journey, a physical journey, or both, find yourself through the fucking mountains of Europe or whatever people do. I did that. Not necessarily the mountains of Europe, but Ireland. And reinvent yourself, or again, become more of who you are. Go through this. It's a difficult time, right? But I will say this: if you guys want something, right, you do have to raise your vibration to meet that what you want. So if you want more money, if you want a better job, if you want a healthier relationship, or whatever it may be, if you want something of value that you do not have, you have to raise your vibration. Part of that has to do with your mental state, believing that you already have it, positive affirmations, letting go, things like that. Of course, easier said than done, I know, but raising your vibration to get to that point, right? This thing that you want is up here, and your vibration may be down here. This thing is promised to you. It's yours by divine right, but your energy has to match it, right? The universe is working with you, but you have to meet it halfway. You can't expect this thing to come and greet you. You have to move towards it. And that's something to keep in mind. And something that I'm trying to keep in mind as well, because that's really what's keeping me going and how I started to feel better after this retrograde. Something I kind of realized, it's not really even that profound, but it was a small epiphany I had during the purge, and it's made me feel a lot better. So with that being said, I'll move on to the final part of this reading, which is, of course, all going to be about the outcome between you and your masculines, okay? So let me take a little look-see. So what is the outcome going to be like between feminines and their masculines for the near future? Okay, so we do have a High Priestess card here, so you guys are going to have to trust your intuition at this time. So there is some answers inside of yourself, right? Which is where all the answers really are. So this is kind of saying that you're getting to the point now where external forces aren't going to be able to give you the satisfaction and the answers that you need. You're going to have to start relying and connecting to your higher self. Now we do have the Magician card here, so this is saying there is sort of a manifestation, again, raising your vibration, meeting the universe halfway. So there is this sort of idea about creating something. The Magician, right? Pulling a rabbit out of your hat. So there is this sort of, dare I say, beginning where you are manifesting what it is that you want. We do have the Knight of Wands. So this is getting into the territory of things speeding up in your life. This is a relationship picking up pace. Communication, calls, emails, Skype chats, whatever it is you guys are doing, nude pictures, Snapchat stuff. I know you guys like Snapchat stuff. And so just getting into this really fast-paced energy, a lot of passion, right? So there's this really kind of this strength and this energy coming in here that's very positive ultimately. And then finally we have the Knight of Cups. So we are getting two knights here, which is an indication, of course, of some type of two knights in one little spread. It's kind of about friendship, partnership, kind of that kind of idea going on. But that's about an emotional offer. Okay, and I believe I got these two cards with the masculine reading I was doing, so that's kind of an interesting coincidence. But yeah, again, we have the 1 and the 2 here. The 2 does start first, but the High Priestess is talking about as an outcome, there is this element of connection, being more connected with your higher self, understanding who you are on a deeper level more, but also this need to, of course, use meditation, use stillness, use your higher self, use your intuition to navigate through where you are right now, because remember, your energy is in the moon, so you got to navigate through that using the High Priestess, using your intuition. And of course, there is this element with the High Priestess that because it's your intuition, because sometimes you only know that you're headed in the right direction, but you don't know really how or why, and you're just fucking going and you're just living your life. Sometimes you don't know all the answers when you want, right? I know, sucks, but um, that is kind of the situation here. So you guys are going to have to kind of accept that when the answers come, you'll be ready, right? When the time is right, the answers will come. So there is this navigation of trusting in your higher self as well. But outcome of this is sort of this manifestation. So you will be manifesting something about this relationship, whether it's communication, sex, a talk, an apology, an expression of feelings, a night out together. It depends on what level of the relationship you're in, what stage, but the idea is you're manifesting something. There's some energy coming into your life here with this connection that's going to lead towards an increase, an offer coming in very, very quickly, right? So the masculine here could be coming in very quickly, right? This fire energy could be a fire sign, and then with this emotional offer. Now, the Knight of Cups can sometimes be seen as very charming, not necessarily manipulative, but at the first sign of real commitment, they could back out. I've been that guy in my past, a young guy at 21 years old. Can you really blame me? But more mature now, but it's that idea of just, not that they're bad people or anything like that. It's just that they might not be as committed as normally, but still, Knight of Cups is an emotional offer. It's a proposal. It's something that you've wanted, and it's coming in very, very quickly. Crow traveling alongside the horse here, very fast, right? Bringing in that wand, bringing in that passion, okay? So there is a very positive outcome coming in here. Some kind of proposal, some kind of message. So, I hope that does come true for a lot of you guys. But again, general reading. And of course, as I say all the time, try to save it for the end of the reading so I don't bore you guys with stuff. If you guys are interested in any my other services, whatever, coaching or private tarot readings, link is going to be in the description box. Okay, guys, that's really all I have for you guys this week when it comes to this stuff. Later on today and tomorrow, I'll be doing other videos that do not involve tarot. So I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. And, no, I have nothing to say, actually, so forget that O. That was a useless O. Anyway, guys, have a wonderful day. I hope you guys do enjoy the rest of it. Okay, guys.